I would first likely to say thank you for this commenter right here. This guy, this wonderful guy, for commenting tips and tricks. I am so grateful for you, and I'm grateful to make this video, and let's get into it. This right here is my stats for the beginning of Siege X, and this is how I did it. Alright, so from here, from the main menu, you want to go to your training and go to target drill. Probably go to coastline, your most reputable map. Turn it on to headshot only and make sure that it's a random side. You don't always want to practice with one side. You want to practice with all the guns in the game and be realistic. Here's what we're going to do when we get into the game though. We're going to practice aiming at heads and ways to do that to calibrate your sensitivity to figure out how to be better at the game. Personally, I like to pick a 3-speed, but I also really like Jaeger and just how he looks in the guns. You can see my champ charm from last season. I had a 1.3 KD, I believe, on this account. Here's what you should be doing in these. You should be running around aiming head height, obviously. Here's how you are going to calibrate your sense. You're going to punch 2 holes in a wall over here and stand back in between both of them. You're going to look at your sense. You're going to be like, oh, is it too high or is it too slow? First, before you do anything. Like, you know, just looking around. Now, you're going to aim in the middle. You're going to flick. Stop and aim at their head. Like, right here. Oh, there's a guy here. Here's his head. Here's that guy's head. Here's this guy's head. Here's that guy's head. Aim at the heads. Take your time. Taking your time is how you develop better aim and the habit of better aim. Whenever you solo queue, you're going to want to IGL. You're going to want to tell your team what to do, and they're going to have to do it, or they're not going to do it, and you're going to have to do the best of your capability to defend site on your own. Typically, that's a lot harder to do when you're alone, especially in a video game you don't know, which the best thing to do there is just play the game a lot. Playing the game a lot will teach you a lot about what's going on, and I know maybe you don't want to do that. I can give you as many tips as I can help, but the main thing that you got to do is put in the time to understand the game, the mechanics, the aim, the placement, the crosshair placement. Here's how you're going to check for the kitchen bar, and I know he's there. How would I aim to kill him? What would I do? Here's what I would do. First of all, if I'm on attack, I'm not going to just like, you know, run up and be like, oh, I'm gonna run over here. I'm gonna run from the door, you know, checking pillar here, checking here, checking here, checking over there. You gotta check every single corner when you're solo queuing, especially even after you droned it. There's no way of really checking fully, and like you just check every single angle possible just to make sure that you can get the angle on this person. And when you're peeking him, don't like fully swing, okay? When you're peeking a person, you should get your info. By that I mean do this, like a standard Psycho peek. A Psycho peek's like this. You go out, you go left, you go back, you do this. So this is what it looks like fast. WASD, Q, and E. It looks like this. And you basically just get the info and you leave. Now this is another peek that a lot of people use. It's called the Hasham peek. Essentially, it's when you prone while peeking inside of a doorway. It looks like this. Well, that's what it looked like slowed the first time. It's basically just an info gather. And it's really helpful for getting like better at crosshair placement, learning where people are going to be. Now in the lower ranks, it's going to be harder to do that because it's like people are going to be in random spots. So my best suggestion to you is drone literally everything. Take your time, like a lot of time to drone. You gotta IGL when you're solo queuing. IGLing is how you win when you're solo queuing. It's essentially where you're like the in-game leader. You're like, I need this, I need that, I need this. And you choose for your team. You help out your team. You figure out what needs to be done for the success rate to go up, for your likeliness of success, which is usually like nade denial, wall denial, info, trap, drone denial, things that you need to think about, roam clear, things to track people, you know, especially if they're cheating. I play at such high level, typically I have to go Deimos and a certain lineup of ops just to kill a cheater. The last thing that I think you guys should do is go into the shooting range and go practice your sensitivity between the 2.5 and the 1.0 sight, typically using ACOG or the 1.0. I like to use Ash. You're just gonna pick it and you're gonna go to the shooting range to the right and you're just gonna practice aim. Here's how I do it. I have mine on the tiniest stuff, so it's harder to aim at. And it's gonna look like this. So when you run over here to the options, you're gonna click this, you know, small ball, 60 seconds. You can obviously go more if you want. I only do 60 seconds really for rank because it's too stressful when it's that long, in my opinion. 4 targets, you want them going pretty fast. Target distance random because you want it to be random for aim. And you click begin, and then over here, when all of these spawn, you basically, you know, just track and, you know, aim, just do as you're supposed to, and just get ready for rank, you know, like do this as long as you have to. You can literally do this in the queue for rank. So like, why not go ahead and hit the aim, you know? Why not? And that is all I have for today. Have a wonderful day, and Drafting Tim's out. See you in the next video. To make you win. If you're on the other side, you want to get things for the wall, hard breach, things to help hard breach, things to do vertical, things to do